There are many points of view about the meaning of life. Personally, I adhere to one. This is my practice. I do not claim to be a universal truth. Nowadays, there are very few people who get a real thrill from achieving a goal. By the way, samurai themes are very interesting if you think about them a little bit, not as quotes from Vavk. I've written down a few of them here, which I think are the most interesting. Let's analyze their philosophy. First, someone is not confident in himself. Well, here I understand that since our world is the way we see it, and the visible world is subjective, so the only thing we can be sure of, at least a little bit, is ourselves, so don't piss off. Be healthy, as Genghis Khan said. Do it. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, don't do it. Another interesting wisdom is not to be dominated by hatred of others, but it's as ingenious as it is simple. Who has the time and energy to hate at all? If you don't like someone, don't watch them, don't love them, don't eat them. It will exist regardless of whether you like it or not. It's a waste of everything that can be spent. In short, just forget it, and in general, as for me, it's pointless to hate or defend any creativity. Creativity is subjective. In fact, the guys are defending their homeland, students are defending their diplomas, and the types defend a drawn character invented by an artist or writer. But in fact, it is important. This or that thing is also subjective, but I don't know. I guess I'm not so young to argue about creativity. Defeat the self of yesterday, and tomorrow you will defeat your enemies. In today's realities, when the information flow is so strong that any achievements pale in comparison to other types from the internet, of course, you don't want to be the type who started and failed, especially when you see how guys from different parts of the world have already overtaken you in everything, even though they are 0 years old. So you don't have to compare yourself with someone else, you have to compare yourself with your past self, and then it's easier not to get caught up. If life is an eternal grind, it's better to upgrade yourself so that at least it's easier to grind. Next, learn every art to understand the world more broadly. This is also related to the topic of the meaning of life. Personally, I believe that if there is no meaning in life, then everyone is looking for meaning for themselves. This means that there is no unnecessary information in life. The main thing is the ability to use it. Some people are engaged in such a narrow activity that you think, how can it be even a little bit relevant? But nevertheless, there are many such people, such as crime scene cleaners, psychologists, and chocolate consultants for pets. Imagine advising people on different types of chocolate. For some, it's useless information, and for others, it's a dream job. Well, I think the point is clear. People must always improve, otherwise they die without even eating. Well, this is one of those provocative chi. The stat is 10 wolves out of 10. It immediately shows that a person in the circus is not inferior. I like this quote. Thinking about it myself, I thought that it makes sense to know your maximum potential. At the very least, it's interesting. You know, to live without trying anything. It's like playing a game for an hour and finding out at the end that there are 12 more endings that you're unlikely to discover. Speaking of potential, when a person is pumped, there also comes a time when everything becomes uninteresting. Like in Saitama, the anime troll in a square and that cyclist, and Saitama fits our theme. The cyclist is a samurai, he has his own way, even though he looks pathetic. I think that if a samurai is not sure, he should double check, because the cost of a mistake is high. I'll give you a simple example, information that is available. You also have its author, the video of any topless video, utopiae, dudes who analyze books and movies, and writing to a person about the topic they made a video about, knowing that they have the same internet as you, from which they took the same information as you, is the same as drinking water with water, but that's how I personally see it. But we're not living in a harsh time now, so do what feels good. By the way, since we're talking about thinking things through, let's remember Sherlock. I liked the show so much that I watched all the seasons in one go, and of course I did. Everyone who watched Sherlock. I remember two things. The first is Marie's non-verbal jabs at Holmes, and the second, of course, is the word deduction. Literally the first word that comes to mind when you think of Sherlock. What am I talking about? In one of my videos, when I previewed Sherlock and showed it at the beginning of the video, I didn't say the word deduction throughout the video. Of course, there were those who got the irony, and some didn't. But what was more obvious in irons was that I, with the help of a movie genius and Elon Musk, put the papachi at the end. You think that you can argue with a person who researches a topic to such a precise degree? You think that I will not outplay you, that I will not destroy you, I will destroy you. Then it will turn out something like I outplayed you because I am smart. I will destroy you because I am smart. That's the hidden troll in the video. I didn't want to be the person who explains my own joke is, but it just happened. Do what you want to do for the buzz. Don't do what you don't want to do. Speak or write, it's your right. But remember, everyone gets exactly what they are worth in life. No more, no less. Everything is in your hands. Any samurai picking up a sword understood that they could be challenged to a duel, but nevertheless, they were responsible for their chosen path and accepted defeat with dignity, realizing that only they were to blame for failing to defeat their enemy.